All right, y'all. Welcome back to Two Marines React. Again, I'm Theo from Combat Arms channel.
And I'm Ryan from Commando.
Okay, so we have something pretty cool. So we did like a UK versus US soldier thing before, and now we have a British SAS versus US Navy SEAL comparison. So again, this is another awesome video from Infographics. Now, SAS versus Navy SEALs is probably going to spark a lot of debate in the comments section. So I guess we'll kind of try and debunk this as we can if there's anything that sounds a little bit crazy. But I mean, I'm open-minded, so let's see what they have to say.
Yeah, let's go.
Special Air Force, aka SAS, began operations in 1941 during the Second World War. The reason for having such a specialized set of soldiers was to get behind enemy lines and attack them from within, or at least destroy what they could while gaining intelligence. It still takes part in operations that involve the United Kingdom, but as it's very much a covert special forces unit, much of what the SAS does is
right there.
The Navy SEALs, Sea, Air, and Land Team, was formed much later when President John F. Kennedy established them in 1962 as a clandestine unit which, like the SAS, would take on special missions much of the time.
I know, I gotta say, it does take away a little bit from the video when you start showing dudes like this. I don't know, this is like Gears of War or something.
Yeah, Gears of War. They also act under a veil of secrecy and are sometimes referred to as America's Secret Warriors. If both these units are so secretive, then how does one get a job with them? Well, with the SAS, there is a small problem to begin with if you are a mere civilian. They won't allow you to apply. So to start with, you must already be in the British Armed Forces or be a soldier in the British Commonwealth.
That's actually false.
Oh.
So I've debunked that straight away. You can join 2-1 Artists SAS as a civilian, and you can join 2-3 SES as a civilian. It's a reservist course, and it's open for civilians. You don't have to have any military experience.
I saw that with the Australian SASR. That's kind of like mind-blowing to me, but I wonder how they sort of like, I don't know, I guess take the pickings and slim them down a bit before they actually send them to training, because that seems like that might make a lot of issues if they don't have that discipline already ingrained.
Oh, absolutely. I think the discipline from the military is a massive thing, isn't it, really?
Well, another way to get in is to join the SAS Reserves, and they do accept civilians. As long as you pass the reserve training and worked with them at least 18 months, you can apply to work in the SAS proper. To apply for the SAS, you should be between 18 and 32 years of age and be in amazing physical and mental shape. You'll be required to do at least a 3-year stretch. Women can apply, but have so far been excluded from most combat movements. To apply, you must accept that you know the harsh demands expected of you, people have died during training, and that means signing an Army General Administrative Instruction form. You're basically acknowledging you are willing to go through hell. Next comes the medical, the battle fitness.
So just a quick one on that as well. It's not debunking it, but yeah, for regular service, it is the age requirements were correct on there, but for reservist service, they've changed it across the board. I think you can like literally join in your early 50s now if you're fit enough. You have to have a certain amount of reservist time left to serve. But yeah, I mean, I don't know who would want to join at that age, going through that course, but you can join a lot older as a reservist now.
This test, which will mean running fully kitted or squatted for 1.5 miles in 15 minutes. Apparently 10% of applicants don't even make it past this point. That pace for even an average person in running shoes and shorts isn't too bad. Now you start your real
easy.
To join the Navy SEALs,
bad at all.
you
I
need
was about to say.
That's definite misinformation. That's
like 1.5 miles with no kits. You could probably do pretty easily in like 10.5 minutes and
easy. When I was in the Marines, we were always running sub 10 minutes in boots, and that was after doing another 1.5 miles in. You do a 1.5 miles in 12 minutes squad, 30 seconds rest, and then best effort back. And if you got over 10 minutes, you were classed as like a pretty bad bloke, you know.
Be a natural-born or naturalized American between the ages of 18 and 28, although at 17 you can join if your parents say it's okay. If you want to become an officer, you can be up to the age of 33. The first woman ever started the training in 2017, but dropped out soon after. You'll need to have a clean record, and many background checks will be done. You'll then undergo physical and mental tests, including an eye test to make sure you have under 20/70 vision. As for what shape you must be in, well, you are going to go through hell with the SEALs, so they suggest you follow their Navy Special Warfare Physical Training Guide. This includes lots of long and short swims and runs, lots of interval training, as well as other workouts. As for other strength training, their gym workouts basically tell you you'll have to be as strong as a bull, as well as have all the cardio attributes. You'll be
not gonna lie, so like I've had a few buddies that went to Buds and like followed those exact programs, and they tell me a lot of times it's really just dependent on who's actually making the program. They'll have like their official ones, but you'll have like all these other dudes like prior Navy SEAL, this is what you need to do before you go, and it's really like kind of gimmicky at that point. So
It's became a sales pitch now, so to speak.
yeah, I mean, like the physical part is hard and you need to prepare, but it really comes down to the mental stuff, and you can't really do a whole lot about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Screened before you can start training, and that will mean you must show that you can run 1.5 miles in 11 minutes, but not squatted. This also comes after a 500-yard swim in 12.5 minutes, 42 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and 6 pull-ups, all with a short rest in between. Once you actually start training with the SAS, the first phase lasts 4 weeks. This will test your endurance and ability to navigate through the wilderness, that being a harsh mountain range in Wales. In 2015, a young recruit died during this exercise just half a kilometer from the end. He died at the part nicknamed VW Valley, standing for Voluntary Withdrawal Valley. 2 other soldiers died that day too, leading to an inquest into the treatment of soldiers. Some of the activities in the mountains included a 15-mile hike to start with. Those that can get through that then have to do a 40-mile hike carrying a 55-pound backpack, a rifle, plus their food and water. They are not allowed.
So they've made that bit sound really like just you going hiking. It's called the hills phase. It is just hills yourself and getting across them in as quick a fashion as you can with a lot of weight on your back that increases over time. And, you know, in the Royal Marines, we do a lot of similar stuff across rugged terrain, and literally the physical fitness levels that you need, you know yourself, you can get to a certain point, but then it's the mind that takes over and the boredom and the monotony, and you start questioning whether you want to be there. And that's just a mental game, that first bit. And are you robust enough to be able to go through pain and injury? Because you're going to get it. You're going to get something on you.
Yeah, I wonder how much you can actually like take care of yourself for that kind of stuff too. Like what kind of equipment you're given as far as like socks, tape for your feet, so you're not just, because if you get to the point where you're chafing so much, like you literally you can't get any further if you're chafing like miserably, or if you're wearing like a skin sock on your foot because all your skin came off.
Absolutely.
Allowed to use any established trails, but they do have a map and a compass. After that, they can rest a bit and start the weapons training phase, as well as do parachute training. After that, there's 6 weeks of jungle training, usually in the rainforests.
He's definitely a US Marine. You've got to be.
The last phase is called escape and evasion, which will mean being forced into some horrible survival scenarios, as well as learning how to handle being interrogated. This will include humiliations and other psychological harassment, as well as being blindfolded, deprived of sleep, given nothing to eat or drink, being put in stress positions, and imprisoned in a small cage, and having to listen to loud noises all the time.
I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen.
Turned novelist said physical injuries finish a lot of people off during training, but you need a lot of strength of will to get through the psychological
Stay clear of that.
In 2016, the Washington Times reported that 1 Navy SEAL died in 3 out of the last 4 training classes. One was a drowning, another a suicide, and another a car crash after drinking heavily. The post that the 6-month training will include a 7-day stretch of little sleep, self-induced hypothermia, and brutal physical conditioning known as Hell Week. It's Hell Week where most recruits drop out. The training in Colorado starts with 5 weeks of pre-training in class. Get through that and you enter the realm of pain and indignity. The Navy SEALs website doesn't go into specifics, but states that you'll be tested to your limits of fatigue. This will include running through sand, swimming in oceans, sometimes in the middle of the night with your clothes on, rappelling down cliffs or buildings at speed, enduring cold and heat, getting lost and finding ways out, combat training, long-distance underwater dives, weapons and explosives training, mission planning, tactics training, and more. Hell Week seems to be the worst one.
Right there.
One soldier described it as being designed to put you through 24/7 days of no rest and continual harassment. From his class of 300, only 19 completed the training. In all, it will last 5.5 days and will almost continuously be pushed to your limits. You are allowed no more than about 4 hours sleep during the entire training. You'll also have to deal with integration in what's called the survival, evasion, resistance, and escape phase. Former SEAL Brandon Webb said it will involve sacks over your head, being beaten with sticks, and humiliation. It's here, he said, that some people lose their minds. At least
I kind of want to know what they're talking about when they say humiliation, because we've kind of heard that with both of them. I mean, I would imagine if you were in the military, prior, you probably wouldn't have as big of a deal with that than some of the other stuff, like the audio.
I'm guessing that the humiliation, what they're probably stating, is stuff that we wouldn't be humiliated like now viewing and stuff. So probably,
Right.
you know, waking up, making them strip down naked in the ocean, out the ocean, rolling about. That's probably the humiliation that they're talking about, which still doesn't really happen in the military from what I've seen.
Right.
You know, happens a little bit maybe, but that's the only thing I can compare it to, really.
After that, you get some classroom time. For 7 weeks, you'll also have a land warfare phase as well as parachute training. If you pass it all, you'll be
Dang.
given the Navy SEAL Trident, but then have to do advanced training. This will include sniper,
Nice.
communications, and free fall parachute
Yeah, it's like
training.
years
Once
of
you are
training.
done, you'll have way more weapons to use
Yeah.
than a regular soldier. In
There
the
you go.
SAS, this will include a C8 carbine
Rambo.
assault rifle, an
Yeah.
ultra-compact individual weapon, an M16, an HK MP5 submachine gun,
Really?
an HK 417 sniper rifle,
Okay.
an AW-50 anti-material rifle, handguns, tear gas, canister launchers, stun
Seems
grenades,
accurate for the
rocket
most
launchers,
part.
portable anti-personnel mines, grenade
Yeah.
launchers, surface-to-air missiles, and many more things it will take too much time to
Surface-to-air
talk
missiles.
about. You'll also, of course, get all the kit, including things like body armor. According
Right, here's a question for you then. In the British military, you don't get like you get assigned a weapon, but that may change. That'll definitely change when you go to a different unit, and it most definitely probably change within a 2-year period. Just because it'll change, you'll never really carry the same weapon weight and say that's my weapon system.
Right.
It's not the case in the US, right?
Yeah, well, it depends. So in the Marine Corps, I'm pretty sure I had the same rifle for, I don't know, 3 years. But you will change.
Seriously?
So based off of billets, so the team leader was able to get an M4. So when you move into that position or a squad leader position, you get an M4 as opposed to the M16. But generally speaking,
Right.
now it's going to be pretty flat across the board. I mean, you can maybe change your optic out, but the weapon should generally stay the same.
Stay the same.
According to the Navy SEALs website, your regular SEAL on land will carry such things as the Colt Automatic Rifle 15, the M60 machine gun, M203 grenade launchers, a
M60?
shotgun, an SASR 50 caliber sniper
What is this,
rifle,
Vietnam?
an M107 anti-material rifle, a Beretta M9 handgun, a 20mm Gatling
Wait,
gun, and
a car
The Beretta is
15?
all
Again, these are just some of the
Whoa.
most used.
Yeah, right. Is this for the SEALs?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Even the Beretta,
Yeah.
is that like? I mean, that's quite an old.
So
I don't
first of
know.
all, the Sas 50 and M107, I don't know if there's any difference between the two, to be honest. But an M60
wouldn't.
and a car 15, no, absolutely not.
No.
Even AT4 is like, they generally rock like lighter stuff or, you know, Mark 19.
Yeah, like more specialist equipment.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate that is, but I can't imagine anyone would be using an M60 in the U.S. military anymore.
Weapons, as the list is endless. So, who do you think has the best training? Do you think you could get through it? Let us know in the comments. Also, be sure.
So, I'm gonna. I'll let you start off. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very hard to tell. Apparently, like the SAS, a lot of their stuff is very, very unknown. I think it's a little bit more known on the Navy SEAL side just because you have a lot of Navy SEALs talk about it and talk about their training and write books and whatnot. It's really hard to say. I think the best of the Navy SEALs are probably comparable to the SAS just because a lot of the SAS stuff, it just seems like it pushes you further than most people would even think. Again, like just 40 miles and whatnot.
I think it's like whenever like people ask to like compare things, I'll always look at the situation and what you're comparing, not just the individual. So you've got to look at holistically the United States and the Navy SEALs. It's like your training for the Navy SEALs is the best it can be for you guys in your situations, and you guys get deployed all over the world all the time. Your training works because you wouldn't if it didn't work. You know, you wouldn't be so dominant around the globe. Just like the training for the SAS, it works because we're the very small entity for a start. They're already serving in the military, so they've got that experience there. Yeah. And when you've got smaller numbers, you can probably afford to put a little bit more time one-on-one with the individual instead of like a massive churning factory. So I think they both
that's a good point.
They're both comparable and both equal due to the situations in which they come from. But if you got the SAS working in a capacity in America as a full-time gig, that training wouldn't work out. It just wouldn't work in the same way. And the same for the SEALs in Britain. I don't think it would work in Britain either.
And again, like you were saying, how they're smaller, they can build a little bit better off on like their personality. They get to know each other a little bit better. They can probably make the operational tempo what they want as opposed to the Navy SEALs, because again, the Navy SEALs is bigger. They're constantly doing stuff. With the SAS, I feel like it's
isn't it?
a little bit easier to manage and whatnot. So again, it's super hard to say. It really comes down to individuals and what they're actually being used for. But I mean, it's a cool video. I don't know how accurate it is, especially with those weapons that we saw. But yeah, of course,
some of them are.
Yeah, the M60.
But
I don't know about that one. Yeah, let us know what you guys think down in the comments section, how the Navy SEALs compare to the SAS. If you guys have any experiences firsthand with the SAS or the Navy SEALs and that sort of professionalism, you can throw it down below. I know both of these guys are absolute, legends and pretty much professionals in what they do. So I'm pretty confident that both of them are going to be successful, whatever they're doing.
Absolutely, I agree. I've got much respect for both sides of the party as well. But guys, if you do too and you like this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to both of our channels. All of our links are in the description, guys, and just show some love. If you just want to drop a comment down, answer some of the questions which we've asked, please do that. Or if you just want to drop a comment down to speak to us, we'll try and get back to you guys. But whatever you're doing, thanks for stopping by.